Hi everyone, I'm Deanne from Newfoundland, Canada. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, Stitching on the Rock. My sign is down on the floor. We are at episode number 80. Hey everyone, welcome if you're new. I've had a few new subscribers since last time, so thanks for joining me. If you're checking me out for the first time, I hope you will subscribe and come back. And for all of you guys that have been around, hey! So it's been a week since my last video. I wanted to get back on track of my week when Aaron is at my son Aaron is at his dad's. He came in last week when I was filming when he was here and interrupted a couple of times to tell me that I had forgotten to say stuff or that I had said something wrong. So it's much better if I do it when he's not here. So that's why I'm only a week in between the videos. So not much has happened in this week. We went from heat wave to fall in like overnight. It was yesterday morning. Aaron was supposed to go to his Challenger Baseball Jamboree, and it did go ahead, but he said no. It was too cold, and it had started to rain, and it was like 5 degrees, feeling like 2 at 8:30 in the morning, and so nothing made me want to go and stand up in the cold and rain and watch him wander. So we didn't go. His bocce ends tonight. It's a little bit warmer today. Not a whole lot, but a little bit warmer. His Special Olympics multisport ended on Wednesday. They did have a little fun thing on Thursday evening that we went to. We did pretty good. He did not get into the transitions program, which we're disappointed, or I'm disappointed in. I don't know if he is or not, but they had 26 people for 9 spots, so reality of him getting in were pretty slim since he probably, well, I don't know what their criteria was, but anyway. So this week we have to just find something else for him to do in the fall. Yeah. And I have an eye appointment tomorrow where I'll get drops in my eyes because my dad and a couple of his cousins have glaucoma or had glaucoma, and I'm high pressure, so they keep an eye on me every 18 months or 2 years or so I go. So far everything's been fine. I'm still stitching on 36 count and 1/1 on 28 count, so my vision is still doing okay. Just a little update, and I know I'm rambling really quickly on the fires because a couple of people said in my comments last week that they appreciated me telling them about it. So we have 3 forest fires in the province. 2 of them, the one they call Martin Lake, which is in central Newfoundland, and Paddy's Pond, which is the one that is closest to where I live, but still not close enough for me to be in any danger of it. They are both considered under control. They're both still burning, but they're both considered under control, which is great. The big one, which is called Kingston, which is a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours drive from where I live, is still considered out of control. But there are a couple of communities that were part of it in the beginning that they've let people go back. They said last week 230 plus, it might have been 250 plus, somewhere around there, structures, metered structures, which means that they are connected to the power grid, have been destroyed. Now, they didn't specify how many were houses, how many were businesses, how many were other types of structures. Could have been a shed if you had power to it, like they didn't say, but it's devastating, and a lot of people have been misplaced, and who knows if they'll ever rebuild. But no loss of life, which is the main thing. And that's the fires. And that's about all that's happened in a week, which is not a lot. So on to the stitching. I have been doing the Arbitrary August challenge with Whip Warriors. That's been a lot of fun. I'm thinking about UFOing and restarting one of my projects. I haven't made 100% decision, but it's coming soon. I'm not going to talk about that one now because it won't get restarted till next. I'll talk about it in my whip parade if I do decide. So first up are a couple of pre-2025 whips that I have been working on, and I have piles and piles in front of me, and hopefully everything will not be tipped over. Oh, and I meant to look up a fabric name and I forgot. Hold on one second. Okay, I don't know why I couldn't remember. So first up is Quick Stitch Pride and Prejudice by Amy Stewart. This I have as color expansion, but I just looked at another one that I was going. Oh, that's not where I was looking. That I'm starting in September. That I'm going to show you, and it said max color. So I'm not sure if this is color expansion or max color, but it is Quick Stitch Pride and Prejudice by Amy Stewart, part of the Heroes and Heroines shelf that she does. I put in 500 stitches. I'm at 15.99%. Stitched 1/1 on 28 count, and it's just called Blue. I have no idea where it came from. So here is where we are with the whole thing. So you can see that I have the whole size of the design worked out. And my 500 stitches went into this green. I stitched 500 stitches in 935, all in this green. It's like a curtain that's there. And that is where that one is. The other one, which is the one that I didn't know what the fabric name was, is Mini Almost Winter by Leonid Afremov. Also, they're both Heaven and Earth designs. I put 500 stitches in this one. I'm at 16.79%. It is stitched 1/1 on 28 count Star Sapphire, which I would not have come up with looking at this. To me, sapphire is blue. But here is where we are. And I put 500 stitches of 310 into this section right here. So that is that one. So those are the only two pre-2025 pieces I worked on. Now, the 2025 pieces that I worked on. I'm trying to figure out how to arrange the stuff I have here on the table so that nothing falls on the floor. So first up was Partridge and Pear by Pigeon Coop Designs, and I put 200 stitches into this piece. And here is where we are, right here. So I put, I stitched that much of the branch and the one little leaf, and then I put some more into the blue in this head here. And it's stitched 2/2 on 28 count white. Then we have Tis the Season by Blackbird Designs from the Home for the Holidays book. Here is what it is going to look like, or close to what it's going to look like, because I didn't use all the same colors, or any of the same colors, I should say. I just, it's all called for silk. I picked a silk for the cardinal, but the rest of them are just color, what is the thread name? I'm blanking here. Classic Colorworks is the rest of the threads that I picked. And it is stitched 2/2 on 36 count, 32 count, 32 count, stone gray. And here is where we are. So I put 500 stitches into this piece. So I worked on his tail and did a little bit down here and like made sure to join them up to make sure that I had counted correctly. And I'm just loving this piece. I'm loving this fabric. I will definitely be getting more of this stone gray fabric. Oh, my lighting is there. That's better. It's beautiful, and I'm using the Threadworks variegated red for the cardinal. Yeah, gorgeous. Love this piece. And then we have, sorry about my wrinkled patterns, they just get shoved in the bag. All Roads Lead to the Stitchy Shop by Darling Dion. So, excuse me. Tickle in my throat. So I put 200 stitches into this piece. And here is where we are. So I completed the greenhouse, and I worked some on the gray house, and I'm sorry about my lighting. It just seems to be going in and out. And this is stitched 2 over 2 on 28 count ivory. Then we have Arctic Blast I'll show you Arctic Blast, which is a free pattern from Carolyn Manning's Facebook group. And this is what I'm stitching on today. So I haven't got a whole lot of progress to show you. So it is stitched on my least favorite fabric that I'm working on. It was it's a 28 count even weave, it's called, from Millions of Stitches on Etsy, but it's very stiff. It's almost like an Aida feeling. It's really stiff, but here is where we are. So like I said, I had up to this done, so I've only just put in this little bit here, but I'm almost at the end of the row for this color, first row. So it just mirrors itself. So all of this over here is going to go the same over here. And that will be the end of that color on the first row. So I'm doing it row by row. Like each color I'll fill in. So that's what I'm working on today. And then finally, my last whip that I have worked on is the North American House Hippo, which is by Fondly Made on Etsy, but I searched the last time to link them and I couldn't find them anymore, so I don't know if they've closed their shop. But and then I said last video, anyone who didn't know about the North American House Hippo, I linked the YouTube video for the commercial that it's part of on my last episode, so episode 79. If you want to see the video, you can go there and find it. And I changed the color and the fabric. I am doing it all Brin and Nettle. I'm doing it 2 over 2 on 32 count peppermint knob. Oh, here he is. And I am using Old Henry. It's either Old Henry or Old Harry. I think it's Henry, which is one of their threads. So you can see the variegation in the gray, and it's coming out really, really nice. So I put in 320 stitches, and I'm now at 29.40%. And that is everything I've stitched in whips. Wednesday passed. I had a new start. It was start number 37. Let me just double check. Let me make sure I tell you the right one. 37, yeah. Number 37 out of 55 for the year. For those of you who are new and don't know, I'm starting 55 new things this year because I turned 55 this year. And so, no, sorry, not 37, 36. 37 is next. 36. So, I am less than 20 away. So, this is what I started. Good Things by Lizzie Kate. And I'm doing it 2 over 2 on an unknown green linen, 28 count. And I got the outside border completed. This Arbitrary August, which I'm loving, is keeping me away from my starts, but it won't take long to get this finished. So that was what I started on Wednesday. So number 37, which I'm starting this coming Wednesday, was supposed to be It's Snow Time by Cottage Garden Samplings, which was my last start for the 4 that I've chose from Time for All Seasons series. Yesterday I went to dye the fabric. I thought, oh, it's got gold stars, so maybe I'll add a bit of this yellow that I have here. Like when I did Strawberry Harvest, I added a little bit of pink, so you could just see a slight bit of pink in amongst the gray and that. Don't add yellow if you have gray on it already, because it turns the fabric green. And it's a lovely piece of fabric. I added the denim blue after to make it a bit more fun, maybe for a Halloween piece or something. But this is not going to work on this piece of fabric. So I had to order a new piece of fabric yesterday. It shouldn't take too long to come. And then I will stick to my gray, tan, and denim blue to have it come out like all the rest of them. But that means that this start is getting pushed back to whenever the fabric arrives and I get it dyed. And yeah, so everything in September is moving forward. So I will show you what's supposed to be my September starts. But wherever that lands is, I have to rearrange my dates. But so Wednesday I'm starting Starlight Snowflake by It's So Emma, and I am stitching it on just a white 25 count Lugana, and I'm doing the blue. There's 3 colorways, so I'm doing the blue one, which is DMC 3841, 3325, 334, and 517. So I will be doing the blue one on a white Lugana 25 count. Then we have one of the starts. Other than 'Tis the Season, I think this is the other one that I am most looking forward to starting. I am starting Luminous Fiber Arts Enchanted Quaker. And I am doing it on a piece of fabric that I dyed. It was a piece I had in my stash that was very yellow. And I am, other than the fact that I love sunflowers, I am not a yellow person. So I took it and added Kelly Green to it. And this is what I have. Which is not too far off of my, where that piece go that I, this one is actually a lot lighter. You can see that it's a lot lighter than this because I took it really dark at one side. So I'm going to be trying to figure out where I'm putting the piece. I'm probably starting it. I think this side is lighter. I don't know if you can tell. But this side is lighter, so I think this is the side I'm going to be starting it on. And I'm stitching it with another Brin & Nettle. This one is Dark Tickle, but it actually has light in brackets after it. So it's Dark Tickle Light. I don't know what Dark Tickle dark would be like. But yeah, it's got, it's like a purple, and it's got gray, and I don't know that it's showing up very well. But yeah. So I'm really excited to get started on that. Put all of this in my bag out of the way. Then we have Snow Day by Hands On Design, which is just a very small piece, and I am stitching it with the DMC on 32 count dirty linen. So and I'm gonna have lots of that left over for other projects, which I'm excited about. And then finally, I will be, sorry, tickle in my throat, doing my one and only full coverage piece for the year, which is, like I said, Quick Stitch Anne of Green Gables, and it says max color. So for some reason I thought the other one was color expansion, so we'll see. And this is also from the Heroes and Heroines Shelf by Amy Stewart, and I'm just going to be starting it. And this is a restart for me on Ivory. I started it once before and just didn't like the fabric that I was stitching it on. So that is all my stitching. I have a minimum amount of haul, which was a piece of 27 count ivory for a October or November start. I'm not sure which one. I ordered another skein of the DMC 115, which I'm doing the woodland piece in, just in case I ran out. Another chalk, which is probably my 4th or 5th chalk, because my Seasons in Chalk Spring is just eating it up. I'm on my 2nd one for that, and I'm pretty sure I'll need another one. Plus, the Snow Time also calls for chalk, and that's a fairly big snowman, so I thought I would need another one. And then I ordered grits, which is for another new start coming up, and I have more fabric and more thread, I think, on the way. It should be here this week for other new starts. And if you're in Canada, I went to Dollarama the other day, and of course their fall and Halloween stuff is out, and I saw this there, which is a skeleton, but what I saw was 4 frames for 4 small finishes. It's just held together with the twine and staples. I mean, you could easily gently pull them out and even keep the twine for trim. And for $4 $1 a frame, I thought that was a great deal, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. And that is it. But since this is episode number 80, I thought that I would do a giveaway, and I have up for grabs Stitching with the Housewives Trucking Along September. So if you're interested in putting your name in for this, tell me about your September stitching plans. The keyword is going to be September. So tell me what you're stitching, if you've got starts planned, if you're ready to stitch fall or Halloween, or if you have a deadline for something, if you're taking part in a sale, whatever. Just tell me about your September stitching plans. And that's everything. Short and sweet. And I will see you guys again in a couple of weeks. Editing Deanne here. I forgot to spiel after talking about the giveaway. Please be a subscriber. Please like the video. Please be over 18 so you can give me your address. Please don't use the giveaway, prize, win, bot words that you all know about. Okay? Bye.